You know, if you're Meghan Markle, you don't really retain friends very well, do you? I mean, the problem is they are disposable. We've seen that, haven't we? You know, useful when you're useful. A little bit like this latest lady who's loaning them her brownstone mansion, their private jet. They are grifters of the highest order, living their very best lives, but not on their money. And this is where, again, this gets interesting. Climbing up along the way, Meghan will attach herself to whatever she feels is necessary. And once, of course, your usefulness has been, well, rinsed, well, suddenly you find that actually you're not so loved, you're not so wanted, and you're not showing up and doing good. Meghan Markle has just delivered a huge blow to a person, some people might say, gave her a very big opportunity. But behind the scenes, Meghan was furious, although the host didn't know. As ever, let me explain. Hi, nice to see you. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's a strange thing, as I know I often say this, Hollywood is a very strange sort of animal when you're there and when you work there. I never took it seriously, as you can imagine, because they're all fickle, they're all about themselves, and ultimately it's about where do they feel they're fitting and their demographic and their money making and all that. Now, when you think about it, Meghan Markle just, I mean, not even a D-list, you just not there on the Richter scale, just coasting along until she met a very rich and, of course, some say at the time, powerful husband. She married rich. End of, that was the break, right? Suddenly, she's now got herself onto things where she could only have dreamt of. And whether you like it or not, she has those stories attached to the late monarch, Queen Elizabeth, the very first person to be invited on the royal train. Huge mistakes and missteps, many might suggest, from the British monarchy to try and appease somebody who they were a little bit timid of, in case, of course, in that climate, suddenly it was the, oh, you know, I'm not very welcome for a brown person. You get the picture. She did it anyway, so you might as well have not been that friendly. Where this is interesting is cast your mind back when Meghan Markle appeared on this. That's right, the Ellen DeGeneres show, right? Now, strange name, generous, right? Because then what we found out, of course, that Meghan and, of course, Ellen herself were anything less than generous. Ellen was sort of outed as being a bully, a difficult to work with, a diva. Now, what I would say is, having worked on those shows and taken guests on those shows, they're all the same. It's all fakery behind the scenes. Here's a book, let's dance in the crowd. But really, you know, keep your distance. I don't want you getting scurvy on my outfit. You know what I'm saying? Keep away. It's just, there you are. This is the job. I'm pretending to like you. But, you know, of course, Ellen, because she'd also, and she's very vocal about this, had actually seen the children that nobody's seen, must be a rarity, right? Well, she thought, in some explicable reason, that she was friends with Meghan Markle. The moment Ellen's show by Warner Brothers was cancelled, that was it. You're dead, right? Because no use to me anymore. You know, don't need you. Why would I want to associate myself? Here's where this gets really interesting, right? Because, as you know, Meghan recently put together her Meghan Christmas show for the very final outing for Netflix, right? And when you look at the cast list, it's not exactly stellar, you know? Now, what are the things that you need if you're Ellen DeGeneres? Remember, she tried to climb back with her own Netflix special. Nobody was interested. So she now needs to get back in through another door. And she thought this would have been the perfect opportunity to align herself, if you like, with somebody who's just as controversial as she is, but more importantly, there's a chance there to get back in, to get back on screen, maybe show a warm, funny, fuzzy side, maybe a little comedy in the kitchen. According to an excellent source, well, the offer was there from Ellen's side and a complete dead, well, just no response. I mean, you know, this is show business, right? Zero response, left high and dry, nobody was bothered. Now, here's the background, and this is the real reason why. Ellen DeGeneres, you see, is bored. She now wants to go back to America. She's realised that she could live with Donald Trump, the President of the United States, President Trump. And so suddenly, you know, she wants to get back into the world of show business. She feels that she's done the Cotswolds adventure and she's not exactly flavour of the month down there. They don't mix, they're very unfriendly, but I've told you about that already. And the bottom line is now she saw Meghan Markle paying her a favour. Remember, but Meghan could not get over the fact that what happened, and this is how bright or unbright Meghan is, the moment that that aired, remember Meghan was crouching down, baby bottle stuff, doing all of sort of what she thought was fun stuff. She couldn't believe she was ridiculed. So Meghan decided that Ellen, alongside Prince Harry, has decided they're, well, no, you know, enough, we've had it, we don't need you. So consequently, even in her hour of need, Meghan Markle, who is authentic, humanitarian, wants to show up for people, could have offered her friend, one time, Ellen DeGeneres, a chance to come back, whether she's popular on television or not. But Meghan Markle decided, no, that's not happening. We're certainly not going to be doing that. And so Ellen found herself, well, sat at home in the Cotswolds, hoping somebody somewhere is going to give her the door back in to a TV career on US TV. The thing is, though, it's certainly not going to be Meghan Markle. Neil Shaw in Kensington, London.